We've now reached the end of my lectures on the basics chapter of Logical Foundations. Here's what to do next. If you're just interested in getting a little bit of conversational knowledge about Coq, it's perfectly fine to keep going on with this video series, learn a bit more about it. But if you are here because you want to learn to write Coq code and proofs yourself, here's the place to stop. Stop watching the lectures for now. Come back later, of course. But for now, go off to the textbook. So I've linked this in the description of the videos. And you can go to the basics chapter, which is what we just covered, and read the full chapter. There's more there than I covered in the lecture videos, of course. There's more details. There's more things for you to read and understand, some things I skipped over. But you'll also recognize some of what I covered because it was an extract from this. Okay. After you've read it, which you can do nicely in the browser here if you wish, the next step is to do the exercises that are embedded in the chapter. So I talked about these a little bit before. Here are some exercises, for example, that we didn't look at in lecture. If you really want to understand Coq and be able to write it yourself, you've got to engage with Coq, start writing code yourself, writing proof scripts yourself, and these exercises will give you a way to do that. Now, how do you get the exercises? Well, the easiest way to do that would be to go to the lecture repo that I have. This is also linked in the description. And we've already talked about the notes pages that I'm lecturing from. But if you go to textbook, then you will find the basics.v chapter here. And that has all of the code that, in fact, you would need in order to do the exercises yourself. So I would recommend cloning the repo, or you could just grab the whole raw file here and copy and paste it into whatever you want. For example, you could even copy it out of there and put it into the Scratchpad if that's your preferred way to engage with Coq. Copy all of it in there, and then you would be good to go. You could start from the top of the file here, compile through, read it. This is the same text as that's in the HTML version of the file. It's just compiled to one form or another by the infrastructure that our textbook uses. You'd get down to days of the week here. You could maybe compile to that point there. And you would be able to do the exercises after that. In your browser, you could do the same thing, whether you're using Visual Studio Code or Coq Platform or Emacs as well. Okay. So I highly recommend that you go off and try these exercises. Again, do the 1-star, 2-star exercises if you're just sort of wanting to make sure that you're following along. Do the 3- and 4-star exercises if you're really trying to make sure that you're going to be a person who can use Coq as part of your own education or research after this. And try the advanced exercises if you wish. Those are for people who want an even deeper understanding of Coq. Some of the exercises are optional. Do those if you want more practice. That's totally fine. If you're taking this as a course at a university, forget about everything I just said. Your instructor will tell you which exercises you should do. In my own course at Cornell, I usually have undergrads do all of the standard exercises, and I have graduate students additionally do the advanced exercises as well. Okay, so good luck with those. I hope you have fun finishing off the basics chapter. And once you've done that, please join me back here in these videos. We'll go on to the next chapter after basics in the next video.